Have you ever gone to bed at night, hoping that when you wake up in the morning your body will feel refreshed, your mind clear, and your eyes sharp again, only to instead open your eyes and find that your vision is a little blurrier, your memory a little foggier, and your energy not quite what it used to be? For millions of Americans over 60, this has become the new normal. You wake up, pour your coffee, try to focus on the morning paper or your phone, and realize that reading the small print is harder than it used to be. Later in the day you misplace your keys, forget an appointment, or walk into a room and wonder what you came there for. And while your doctor may tell you that this is just aging, the truth is there are natural ways to repair vision, boost memory, and protect your brain while you sleep. Because believe it or not, the food you put into your body right before rest can act like medicine. Tonight, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful dry fruits that have been trusted for centuries and confirmed by modern science to heal your eyes, sharpen your memory, and fuel your brain's repair cycle overnight. These aren't exotic or expensive foods. They're simple, accessible, and sitting in your grocery store or pantry right now. And when you make them part of your nightly routine, you can literally feel the difference when you wake up. Let's start with the first of these superfoods, walnuts. Walnuts may look like little wrinkled brains, and that's no coincidence. Nature has a way of giving us hints, and walnuts are one of the most powerful brain foods you can eat. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which are the essential building blocks of your brain's cells. Think of your brain as a giant network of wires, and omega-3s are the insulation that keep those wires strong and connected. Without them, signals get weaker, memory fades, and focus slips. But when you eat walnuts regularly, those signals strengthen. Studies in America have shown that seniors who eat a handful of walnuts several times a week perform better on memory tests, recall tasks, and even processing speed. That means faster thinking, sharper recall, and better protection against age-related memory loss. But walnuts don't just help your memory. They also protect your eyes. Your vision depends heavily on healthy blood flow to the tiny vessels in your retina. Omega-3s in walnuts improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and protect against oxidative stress, the very stress that damages eye tissue as we age. Walnuts also contain vitamin E and zinc, 2 nutrients directly linked to reduced risk of macular degeneration and cataracts. Imagine going to bed at night and feeding your eyes exactly what they need to repair themselves. Instead of waking up with strain or dryness, you wake up with clearer, sharper vision. That's the power of something as simple as a walnut. I remember hearing from Robert, a 72-year-old veteran from Ohio, who said his biggest frustration was forgetting things and struggling with his night vision. He avoided driving after dark because headlights blurred and his eyes felt tired. His granddaughter, who studied nutrition, encouraged him to eat a small handful of walnuts before bed with a glass of water. Robert laughed at first. He thought there was no way a nut could change his memory or his eyes. But within 2 months, he noticed he could recall names faster, he wasn't repeating himself as often, and his night driving improved, he told me. It's like somebody turned the lights back on in my brain. That's what happens when you consistently give your body what it's been missing. Walnuts also help while you sleep in another powerful way. They support melatonin production. Melatonin is your body's sleep hormone, the one that tells your brain it's time to rest and repair. Walnuts naturally contain melatonin, which means eating them in the evening not only helps you fall asleep faster, but also improves the quality of your sleep. And when sleep quality improves, your brain goes deeper into the phases where memory consolidation happens. That's the process where your brain takes everything you learned during the day and locks it into long-term memory. Without deep sleep, memories fade. With it, memories strengthen. Walnuts are like a natural sleep and memory package deal. Another important thing to understand about walnuts is their impact on inflammation. Inflammation is like a slow fire burning in your body, damaging tissues, blood vessels, and nerves. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest reasons older Americans experience memory decline and vision problems. Walnuts are loaded with antioxidants that put out that fire. Each night when you eat walnuts, you're not only fueling your brain but also calming the inflammation that destroys brain and eye cells. Over time, this means less damage, more protection, and more resilience. And here's the best part. Walnuts are practical. You don't need to cook them. You don't need to prepare fancy meals. You don't need to spend a fortune. Just a small handful. about 1 ounce or 7 to 10 walnut halves, is enough to make a difference. You can eat them plain, chop them into a salad, sprinkle them over yogurt, or even blend them into a smoothie. But for maximum effect on memory and vision, having them in the evening is key. That way, your body has those omega-3s antioxidants and melatonin ready to go as soon as you drift into sleep. Think of it this way while you sleep. Your brain is like a repair shop that works the night shift. It patches up damaged connections, strengthens weak signals, and clears out waste. But it can only work with the materials you give it. Walnuts provide those materials. Without them, the shop slows down. With them, the shop works efficiently all night long. That's why so many seniors who add walnuts to their nightly routine report not only feeling sharper, but also waking up more energized, less foggy, and more confident in their memory and focus. Now, I know some of you may be skeptical. Maybe you've tried vitamins or memory supplements before and didn't feel much change. Maybe your doctor told you that memory loss or vision problems are just part of aging. But the truth is, the human brain and eyes are remarkably resilient. They respond to the right fuel at any age. You could be 65, 75, or even 85 and still experience improvements in clarity, sharpness, and recall if you consistently give your body what it needs. Walnuts are one of those rare foods that touch every aspect of this process: memory, vision, sleep, and repair. And here's one more American truth about walnuts: they fit into our lifestyle. You can find them in any supermarket. They're affordable compared to expensive pills or treatments. And they don't come with the side effects of medications. They're natural, trusted, and part of traditions going back hundreds of years. Our grandparents knew that nuts were good for health, and modern science has finally confirmed just how deep those benefits go. So as we close this first part of the journey, I want you to imagine this. Tonight, instead of reaching for a sugary dessert or late night snack that drains your energy, you reach for a small handful of walnuts. You chew slowly, enjoy the taste, drink a glass of water, and head to bed. As you fall asleep, your body begins to use the omega-3s, the vitamin E, the zinc, the antioxidants, and the melatonin. Your blood vessels relax, your brain cells connect, your eyes repair, your memory strengthens. You wake up the next morning, not just rested, but sharper, clearer, steadier. That's not a fantasy. That's the reality waiting for you if you make walnuts a part of your nightly routine. If walnuts are the blueprint for repairing the brain's wiring and protecting vision through circulation and omega-3s, then almonds are the builder that strengthens the foundation. Almonds have been celebrated across cultures for centuries as a food of wisdom, clarity, and vitality, and modern American science backs up those traditions. When you think of almonds, you probably imagine a crunchy snack or maybe almond milk in your cereal. But when eaten regularly, especially at night, almonds become one of the most powerful tools you have for protecting memory and eyesight as you age. Let's start with memory. Almonds are rich in vitamin E, one of the most important antioxidants for the brain. Vitamin E protects neurons, the cells in your brain that store and send memories, from oxidative damage. Oxidative damage is what happens when unstable molecules, called free radicals, build up and start harming tissues. Imagine rust on a car. Over time, that rust eats away at the metal. In your brain, oxidative stress eats away at memory and cognitive sharpness. Vitamin E in almonds acts like anti-rust paint. It coats and shields neurons, slowing down decline and keeping signals strong. American studies show that seniors with higher vitamin E intake perform significantly better on memory recall and problem-solving tests compared to those who get little vitamin E. That means almonds aren't just food. They're like an investment in keeping your mind clear and steady year after year. Almonds also play a major role in repairing vision. They are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E, which directly protects your retina from oxidative stress. The retina is like the film in a camera. It captures light and sends the signal to your brain so you can see. As we age, the retina is highly vulnerable to damage from light, toxins, and poor circulation. Vitamin E strengthens those cells, reducing the risk of macular degeneration and cataracts. Imagine being able to read the fine print on a medicine bottle, recognize your grandchild's smile from across the room, or enjoy a sunset with clear detail. That's what consistent intake of vitamin E can help you preserve. But almonds bring more than just vitamin E. They're also packed with magnesium, which calms the nervous system, reduces stress, and improves sleep quality. Why does this matter? Because the deepest stages of sleep are when your brain consolidates memory and your eyes repair cellular damage from the day. If you're tossing and turning, if you can't stay asleep, you rob your body of that repair time. Almonds, eaten in the evening, help you relax, fall asleep faster, and stay asleep longer. And while you're resting, your brain is doing the heavy lifting of storing information, and your eyes are quietly healing. Almonds give your body the peace it needs to restore itself fully. Let me tell you a story about Linda, a 74-year-old retired teacher from Texas. Linda loved reading, but she noticed that after just a few pages, her eyes grew tired and the words blurred. On top of that, she felt increasingly forgetful, often losing track of conversations or misplacing things around the house. Her doctor suggested more medication, but Linda wanted a natural solution. Her daughter encouraged her to try a handful of almonds in the evening, paired with warm milk. Linda wasn't convinced, but she gave it a try. Within 6 weeks, she noticed she could read for longer periods without her eyes straining. She also found herself remembering the details of conversations better. She laughed and said, "I didn't think a little nut could bring back my books and my memory, but here I am proving myself wrong." That's the quiet yet powerful effect almonds can have when they're part of your daily rhythm. Another reason almonds are so effective for Americans is their protein and healthy fat content. Every night, your brain works hard to repair and rebuild. That requires steady fuel. Sugary snacks or processed foods cause spikes and crashes, which leave your brain undernourished during sleep. Almonds, on the other hand, provide slow, steady energy. The protein and fats digest gradually, giving your body a stable stream of nutrients throughout the night. This steady fuel helps your brain keep repairing long after you've drifted into sleep. Almonds also help regulate blood sugar, and this matters more than most people realize. High blood sugar damages small blood vessels, including those in your eyes, and it impairs brain function. By stabilizing blood sugar levels, almonds protect against diabetic eye damage, blurry vision, and memory decline linked to glucose swings. For many older Americans, blood sugar spikes are a hidden enemy. Almonds quietly level that battlefield, helping your body maintain balance while you rest. And almonds are practical. You can buy them raw, roasted, unsalted, or even sliced. They don't spoil quickly, they're easy to carry, and they're affordable compared to expensive supplements or treatments. You don't need to eat a whole bowl. Just a small handful, around 10 to 12 almonds, is enough to make a difference. Eating them at night is especially powerful because it aligns their nutrients with your body's natural repair cycle. I also want to highlight something that many Americans overlook. Almonds support not only physical repair, but also emotional well-being. Magnesium and vitamin E together reduce stress, calm nerves, and improve mood. Think about the times you've gone to bed worried or anxious, only to toss and turn all night. Almonds help reduce that restless energy, allowing your mind to settle. And when your mood is steadier, your memory and vision benefit too. A calm brain is a sharper brain, and almonds are a simple way to foster that calm. There's another American story that stands out to me. George, a 77-year-old veteran from Florida, told me he had stopped driving at night because headlights and streetlights seemed to glare too much. His doctor warned him that macular degeneration was starting. George didn't want to lose his independence, so he took his grandson's advice and began eating almonds every evening. 6 months later, George said he wasn't cured, but the glare had lessened and he felt more confident driving short distances at night. He said, "I thought the best years of my independence were behind me, but almonds gave me a piece of it back." That's not marketing, that's lived experience. Almonds also carry cultural weight in America. They're tied to celebrations, holidays, and traditions. From almond cookies at Christmas to almond butter on toast, they've always been part of the American kitchen. Bringing them into your nightly routine doesn't feel like adopting some strange or foreign ritual. It feels familiar, comforting, and natural. And that comfort makes it easier to stay consistent, which is where the real results come from. Think of almonds as your nightly partner in defense. While you sleep, they're delivering vitamin E to your brain and eyes, magnesium to your nerves, protein to your cells, and steady energy to your repair systems. They're protecting against rust in your memory, strain in your vision, and stress in your mind. They're simple, affordable, and effective, and they're waiting in your pantry right now. So as we move deeper into this journey, I want you to picture what could happen if you simply made almonds part of your life? You wake up one morning and realize you read the paper without squinting. You remember the name of the neighbor you just met without hesitation. You feel calmer, clearer, more yourself. That's the promise almonds hold. And just like walnuts, they're not a miracle, they're science, tradition, and consistency working together to give you your life back, one night at a time. We've already seen how walnuts rebuild the brain's wiring and protect your eyes, and how almonds guard your memory and vision through vitamin E, magnesium, and steady fuel. But there's one more dry fruit that completes this trio, and it's one of the oldest natural remedies known to humanity: raisins. Small, sweet, and often overlooked, raisins carry within them a powerful blend of nutrients that target both vision and memory at their roots. While walnuts and almonds give you strength and protection, raisins bring energy, circulation, and cleansing power, making sure your brain and eyes don't just survive the night, but thrive in the morning. Let's start with vision. Raisins are rich in antioxidants called polyphenols, especially resveratrol, the same compound that gives grapes their reputation for protecting the heart. In your eyes, resveratrol defends against oxidative stress that damages the delicate cells of the retina. Think of oxidative stress as tiny sparks flying inside your eyes, slowly burning away at your ability to see. Resveratrol is like a fire extinguisher, putting out those sparks before they do lasting harm. But raisins also deliver lutein and zeaxanthin, two compounds directly linked to sharper vision and reduced risk of macular degeneration. These are the very pigments that concentrate in your retina and act like natural sunglasses, filtering harmful blue light and preserving clarity. For Americans who spend more and more time staring at screens, televisions, and phones, these protective pigments are essential. Eating raisins at night loads your eyes with these defenders, so while you sleep, your retina heals and strengthens. Raisins also help your memory in a unique way by boosting circulation and providing quick energy to your brain cells. Unlike refined sugar, which spikes and crashes, the natural sugars in raisins are paired with fiber and antioxidants that slow the release, giving your brain a steady stream of fuel. When your brain cells have consistent energy, they communicate better, recall improves, and focus sharpens. Add to that the iron in raisins, which supports the production of healthy red blood cells, and you get better oxygen delivery to both brain and eye tissues. Without oxygen, cells suffocate and weaken. With oxygen, they repair and thrive. That's why raisins are such an underrated powerhouse for older Americans. They fuel the very systems that make memory and vision possible. I remember a story from Martha, a 70-year-old from Kansas, who said she often woke up with tired eyes and struggled to recall the names of people she had known for years. Her doctor told her it was just part of getting older. But her neighbor suggested she start eating a small handful of raisins before bed. Martha laughed. It seemed too simple. But after a few weeks, she noticed her eyes didn't feel as strained in the morning, and she was recalling names and conversations more quickly. She told me, "It feels like the fog lifted." That's the quiet yet profound effect raisins can have when you give them a chance to work overnight. Raisins also contain potassium and magnesium, which keep blood vessels relaxed and nerves functioning properly. That means smoother circulation to the brain and eyes, less risk of nighttime cramps, and a calmer nervous system as you sleep. They're also full of boron, a trace mineral many people don't think about, but one that has been shown to support memory, attention, and hand-eye coordination. Think about that. Something as small as a raisin can deliver a mineral that directly supports how well your brain processes information. And let's not forget how practical raisins are. They're inexpensive, easy to store, and easy to eat. You don't need to crack shells, cook them, or prepare anything special. You can eat them by the handful, sprinkle them over oatmeal, mix them into yogurt, or blend them into a smoothie. For seniors who may not always feel like cooking or preparing elaborate meals, raisins are the simplest way to bring concentrated nutrition into your nightly routine. There's another American story that drives this point home. John, a 75-year-old former truck driver from Indiana, admitted he struggled with forgetfulness and blurry vision at night. He was skeptical of natural remedies, but his daughter bought him a container of raisins and told him to try them as a bedtime snack. Within 2 months, John said his memory felt sharper, and he noticed he could watch television in the evenings without as much strain. He said, "I thought I was just sliding downhill, but those little raisins gave me back a piece of myself." For John, consistency was the key. Night after night, he fueled his brain and eyes, and his body responded with strength. Now let's step back and see the big picture. 3 simple dry fruits: walnuts, almonds, and raisins. Walnuts feed your brain with omega-3s and help your eyes with circulation and melatonin. Almonds protect your neurons with vitamin E, calm your nerves with magnesium, and repair your retina with powerful antioxidants. Raisins deliver resveratrol, lutein, zeaxanthin, natural sugars, and iron, fueling your brain and defending your eyes. Each one works in its own way, but together they form a nightly shield that guards your memory, sharpens your vision, and restores your energy while you sleep. But here's the truth. None of this works unless you make it part of your life consistently. Eating walnuts once a month or almonds once in a while won't change your future. The magic lies in habit. Just a small handful of each, night after night, creates a rhythm where your body knows it will be nourished, repaired, and protected. Over weeks, you'll notice small changes: less eye strain, clearer mornings, sharper recall. Over months, those small changes add up to big ones: confidence in your memory, independence in your daily life, and sharper vision for the moments that matter. I want you to picture yourself 6 months from now. You wake up, and instead of fumbling for your glasses or struggling to remember where you put them, you see clearly and think clearly. You sit at the breakfast table, recall details of yesterday's conversations, and read the morning paper without squinting. Your family notices you're more engaged, more present, more yourself, and you realize it wasn't a complicated pill, an expensive treatment, or a risky surgery that got you here. It was 3 simple dry fruits, affordable, natural, and trusted, that made the difference. So here's my challenge to you. Tonight, make a decision. Add walnuts, almonds, and raisins to your evening routine. Just a small handful of each, paired with a glass of water or warm milk, is all it takes. Do it for 30 nights. Watch how your mornings change. Track how your memory sharpens. Notice how your eyes feel less strained and more reliable. And then don't stop. Make it a lifelong habit, because your brain and eyes deserve that care. And before we close, let me give you one final reminder. Aging in America doesn't mean losing your independence, your clarity, or your vision of the future. You are not powerless. You have tools within your reach, simple, natural tools, that can restore what time tries to take away. Walnuts, almonds, raisins. 3 dry fruits, 3 allies, 1 nightly ritual that can change the way you age. Now, don't let this be the last time we connect. If this message spoke to you, if you believe in fighting for your memory, your vision, and your strength, subscribe to this channel, come back every week, and keep learning with me. Because every video here is designed to give you practical, science-backed habits that will help you live stronger, clearer, and freer. Your best years aren't behind you. They're ahead of you, waiting for you to claim them. And it starts tonight, with 3 simple dry fruits and the decision to take your health into your own hands.